What's up, guys? I've been trying to make this video for a few days now. I don't have any real cool flying footage in it or anything like that. But I've been flying our turboprop to Jamaica over the last few days, ever since they had a massive hurricane destroy the west side of their island. And I went in there purely as a private pilot, one to help out. I've been hit with hurricanes at my house. I know how bad it sucks, and I've helped in other storms. I've seen how bad it can be, and I knew this one was bad, so I volunteered my plane and my time, and I went under the commission of Soul Relief into Jamaica. I was one of the first few planes there. And I've been back since as well with canines, for live and cadaver search, other search and rescue guys, people who manage other search and rescue companies, NGOs. One guy brought in, manages the flight of a 737 cargo plane full of supplies. Anyway, thought I'd come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about Jamaica and how bad it is. And I guess I don't totally know the purpose of me telling you this, but it's crazy that it's not in the news. To say that the west side of the island is devastated is an understatement. It is, and I'll use a word that someone else said to me, some of it is erased. And it's been weighing heavily on me that it's not more well known that this is this bad. One of the guys on the plane with me on the way down, he was telling me that his job was to find places, your homes essentially, for 25,000 displaced citizens. And that number could be very high or very low. I don't know. Based on what I could see from the air, I mean, this is like a massive space of land that's destroyed. I just don't see how it could possibly be less than 25,000. But that's a whole factor. Another factor is there's a ton of Americans in Jamaica still, tourists. And the commercial flights, for some reason, are getting canceled left and right. And particularly on the Montego Bay side, so the west side of the island, there's a ton of tourists there. I brought home a group of American citizens yesterday. For one, they looked terrified, dying to get back into America. For two, some of them were explaining to us that their windows were blown out of their hotel room, and they were in their hotel room through the storm at these resorts. And then after the storm, all the employees had obviously gone home, justifiably. There's no power, their windows are blown out, and they're still getting charged for their rooms. That's wild. So, anyway, there's a ton of Americans there. I think commercial flights are getting better. Unclear whether or not that situation's improving. Maybe someone in the comments can speak to whether or not that's better. And then, for the Jamaicans, they're looking at years of repair to get back to anywhere close to what their civilization looked like on the west side of the island. And I just can't even imagine how many lives were lost. I think that whatever we're hearing is underreported. And I'm not trying to dramatize the situation. It's just from what the search and rescue guys that I brought in yesterday with the dogs were saying, what they had been briefed on is that they had a lot of work ahead of them finding bodies and people that needed help. But keep in mind, guys, we are now 5 days since the storm hit. And at that point, 5 days, if you were stranded with no help for 5 days, if you don't have any rations, it's not something that looks good. They're also, one of the guys on the return flight, an American citizen yesterday that I flew back, he was telling me that there's essentially one helicopter that's been working for the last 4 days. Apparently, several Chinooks arrived today. That's good, but from what I understand, they flew in an A-Star Airbus helicopter, and they were flying around on like the second or third day. There's people on the rooftops waving their arms, but no place to land, and no way to access those people, and they hadn't gotten any ways to access them until now. I don't know, the Chinooks aren't going to be able to access them, I don't think. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a Chinook with a hoist, but I don't think you do search and rescue in a Chinook because the rotor wash is so extreme on it, but I could be wrong. So, I don't know. I know that they're working on getting more helicopters in there, and I hope they do. It's impossible for me to take mine down there, which I don't know that I'm brave enough to do that. But also, I can't land in Cuba. We can't legally land in Cuba. So, I think you could go Bahamas and then Haiti and then over maybe, but that's kind of scary. I mean, just for example of how difficult it is to get there, yesterday when I was flying, granted I'm loaded down, right? Our turboprop, a Pilatus, can carry a lot of weight. And just because I know how this international flying stuff goes, I took enough fuel for an extra 2 hours of flying, because when you fly over Cuba, you have to have a Cuban overflight permit. And the first trip I did, I had no issues going over Cuba. And yesterday, I get to Cuba, they said, "Sir, your permit is invalid. Go ahead and fly eastbound." So that's an extra hour and a half to go around Cuba. Luckily, my airplane's equipped with an Iridium antenna, and I can text. And I got in contact with Soul Relief, who's handling my paperwork, and they got a hold of ATC. They got a hold of Cuba, and then my permit was fixed or something. But Cuba called me back and said, "Hey, you're actually good." It only cost me about 10 minutes, but it was going to be an extra hour and a half. So not only is this international flying challenging, it's like you're over water for a lot of it. On my return flight the other day, I was flying over Cuba in the dark. I didn't really love that. And if you've never flown as a single pilot international, it's just tough. Like, it's hard to understand the other controllers, and there's certainly a lot of challenges with helping over there. Like, remember the North Carolina stuff, all of us helicopter pilots, we could show up, run and gun, communicate with each other well, no customs paperwork. It's a totally different ballgame. So I guess I'm posting this video because I am just shocked by the situation, and I don't know how it'll pan out from here. I really don't. There's I guess I would say if you're a pilot and you have a big aircraft and you're a very comfortable, seasoned international flying pilot, you could contact Soul Relief, SOL Relief, on Facebook and maybe help them out. or Operation Airdrop or Grable Rescue. But man, it's really bad. It's so bad. So I don't know what else to say. I'm just on here trying to spread the word, and maybe some people will go help. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do my best to help where I can, and I definitely don't think that any of you should donate your money to any places unless you actually know the people and know that your money is being, used for exactly what the reasons you're donating it for. So I want to get that straight in this video. I'm not asking for any donations in this video, but I'm saying if you see this video and you're inspired to donate to Jamaica, make sure you absolutely 100% create a relationship of some form, whether it's a phone call and you understand how this nonprofit works. Do a little bit of research before you donate. But like I said, not asking anyone to donate. I'm just spreading the word that Jamaica is in real trouble. East side of the island, pretty good. Like the Kingston airport was operational, running great. The customs was nice. They had fuel available. It was all pretty good over there. So just the west side of the island is a really, really in a tough spot. So I guess we'll just have to see how they do. There's a lot of people over there helping now, and I just hope that more are able to help and that things start to look up for Jamaica. Kind of a sad bummer video to make, but that's the Jamaica update that I have for you guys. So I'll keep you updated if I find out more.